Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is GullYY here. There's a question that I've seen circulating quite a lot in the Polytopia community a lot lately, and it's four simple words. Should Cymanti be nerfed? I'm sure if you've played any competitive Polytopia games, you'll see that it's a common occurrence for both parties to agree to ban Cymanti, just because of how strong they are. Obviously, you don't want anyone to win just because of the tribe they pick. But is Cymanti really that strong, and do they deserve a nerf? Well, in order to get to that conclusion, we need to discuss what makes Cymanti so strong. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind are obviously hexapods. They're a unit specific to the Cymanti tribe, and they replace their riders, basically. Now, part of the reason these guys are so strong is that they have the creep and sneak ability. These two abilities negate movement penalties from rough terrain and zone of control. Already, that's really good. But they have the damage of a swordsman, the mobility of a rider, and the cost effectiveness of a warrior, being just 2 stars. Now, the obvious downside to hexapods is that they only have 5 health, but they still hit like a truck, and you can mass produce them like nobody's business. You can pretty easily get the upper hand on your opponent early game, just simply by using hexapods, if you happen to be on like a normal or tiny map. And that's not even considering boosted hexapods from a shaman. Those guys are terrifying. Now, the other thing that makes Cymanti so strong are their GullYY units. Again, a unit specific to Cymanti. They basically act as Cymanti's naval system. Part of what makes them so strong is the fact that they can explode. So basically, you slide them next to 3 ships, you have them go boom boom, and that is a ton of value, because GullYY are only 5 stars. So again, you can kind of pump them out. Not only do they do a whole butt ton of damage, they also create algae when they die. Now, if it's within your city borders, you get 1 population, but that's not what makes it so good. Algae blocks the movement of ships. They can move onto it, but, they can't move past it. It's basically like a rider trying to pass through a forest. So you can completely hinder somebody else's naval system and get them stuck in this algae. And on top of that, you just keep sending in GullYY and having them explode. So it truly is a force to be reckoned with, if they can build up that algae wall thick enough. Another thing about this algae is that, unlike Polaris's ice, you can't get rid of it. Once it's there, and it's there to stay. Before I give you my final answer to this question, I want to go ahead and talk about what other members of the Polytopia community think. I asked some people in the Cymanti hive. The Cymanti economy could use some nerfing. That would probably balance it out. Like, make hexapods 3 stars. Maybe make algae not produce population, and make Dumix cost 15 stars. Algae is a big part of the Cymanti progression. I agree with that one. I think the hexapod should definitely cost 3 or 4, and killing a centipede head shouldn't make the next one another centipede. I actually don't use Dumuxes as much, so my opinion on that is not very strong. I also asked around on my Discord server. GullYY definitely need a nerf. GullYY nerf, possibly hexapods and Dumux nerf as well. Price adjusting should work with GullYY and Dumix. Hexapod is a bit tougher to nerf properly. I don't play Cymanti enough to know how to nerf them properly. I also got some input from pro Polychamps players, for example Lord Camphor, team leader of the Mallards. I think a balanced tribe is situational on a map, and water mobility should be Cymanti's weakness. Maybe if boosted GullYY could not be able to explode after moving, that would help. Cymanti could still be threatening if they spam GullYY on Archipelago, but making algae bridges is too easy with that perk. I'd like to try it with that ability removed. I also talked to Snowstorm. I feel like most people would say make Hexas 3 stars, but that would hurt Cymanti a lot, and I don't agree with that. Same with taking away Shaman. That would hurt them a lot, and those things are what make Cymanti special. Make Dumix health only 15, but maybe cost to 8 stars. Having fungi not be rough terrain. That just means you can move through it easier. He also proposes a way to remove algae. Elevatia had interesting input. Although it is powerful, it's not impossible to defeat. If it had to be nerfed, I'd think Hexapod should go from 2 to 3 stars. Or they implement zone of control for the couple of units that don't already have it. Another idea would be to make Kamikaze units' explosions weaker, so that it doesn't equate to the unit hitting each unit individually, so that they don't just annihilate other forces, especially non-Cymanti tribes. All of this being said, I don't particularly think it's necessary that it be nerfed. So the general consensus across the board is that Cymanti is definitely strong, no doubt. But does it deserve to be nerfed? The competitive side of me says yes, nobody should be able to gain a significant advantage based simply on the tribe that they pick. But the casual side of me says no, just because Cymanti is a really fun tribe with a really unique playstyle, and, nerfing it too much, you're gonna take away what makes the tribe special. This goes back to the Balance Pass video that I made a while back. Basically, how do you keep each tribe unique with unique playstyles, while also keeping each tribe balanced, and not having super strong and super weak tribes? There's not really a good way of achieving both, in my opinion. In the end, you're always going to have tribes that are stronger than others and tribes that are weaker than others. But is Cymanti strong enough that it deserves to be nerfed? I'm honestly not too sure myself. And even if I did 100% want the tribe to be nerfed, I still don't know what would be the best way of doing it. Like Snowstorm pointed out, a simple cost increase of hexapods from 2 stars to 3 stars adds up really quickly, especially earlier in the game when hexapods are going to get the most bang for their buck. We'll just have to leave this one up to the folks over at Mijiwan. What do you guys think? Do you think Cymanti should be nerfed? Let me know in the comments below. If you're looking for more Cymanti related content, I got an entire playlist right here full of fun videos. I'll start you off on this one showing off all the units. You'll get more information about the hexapods and Raichi that I talked about in this video. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe for more epic Polytopia videos, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a spectacular day.